There are some who say that you won't succeed on Broadway if you don't have any Jews. But there simply wouldn't be a Broadway if it wasn't for the Jews. It all starts with the immigration of over 2 million Jews to North America, mostly from Eastern Europe. They're looking for the freedom to express themselves, for the right to be chasing individuality, and many of them start to tell their stories through the arts. Melodies derived from Jewish prayers quickly become well-known and loved all over the world. Musical theater in particular offers Jewish songwriters a chance to make it in their new home. By 1920, 1 in 4 inhabitants of New York City are of Jewish origin. The hub of the Jewish population is the Lower East Side, where well-known Yiddish theaters open their doors. Immigrants fresh off the boats are familiar with the Jewish melodies and stories told here and feel a little closer to home. A young Jacob Gershowitz arrives at one of the theaters with a selection of songs he has written, but they are turned down for being too American. Better known as George Gershwin, this man will become the poster boy of the Jewish integration into the American society. And whilst he will only get to live to 38, he will compose many of the world's most famous musicals. Later in his life, after his move to Hollywood, he will provide many epic film scores that will contribute majorly to their great popularity. George works as a pair with his brother Ira, also known as Israel. Their biggest hits on Broadway in the 1930s include Girl Crazy, later to be known as Crazy for You, and Porgy and Bess. Another young and ambitious pair of composers find their way to success in a time when Europe starts to catch fire, fueled by the poisonous anti-Semitism of the German Nazi regime. Richard Rodgers and Lawrence Hart, two nice Jewish boys, are raised in well-established family homes on the Upper East Side. Following many defeats, the two are ready to give up on their Broadway dreams, but just before throwing in the towel, the two write one of their biggest hits, Manhattan, a song saluting the thriving Isle of NYC. Following their first commercial success, they quickly become the hottest talent in town and produce 13 Broadway scores in the 5 years to follow. It is 1937, and the two strike a hit with the show Babes in Arms that brings to light many a well-known standard, including My Funny Valentine.